Right now, while you're away from home, your cat is not sleeping, not waiting, not doing nothing. Your cat is performing rituals you have never seen. Behaviors so consistent, so deliberate, that researchers who first observed them on hidden cameras actually questioned whether what they were watching was real. And here's the part that should unsettle you a little. Some of what your cat does the moment you leave, it does specifically because you left. What is your cat actually doing in those hours you're gone? And why does it behave so differently the second it thinks no one is watching? Before we get to number 7, which I promise will make you look at your cat completely differently, there's something you need to understand about how cats experience your absence. Because it is nothing like what you've been told. For decades, the dominant belief about cats was simple. They're solitary, self-sufficient, emotionally indifferent. They don't need you the way dogs do. They tolerate you. Science has since dismantled nearly every part of that narrative. A landmark study out of Oregon State University found that cats form secure and insecure attachments to their owners, the exact same attachment patterns studied in human infants. Cats aren't indifferent. They're just private, and privacy, it turns out, is where the most revealing behavior happens. What ethologists, scientists who study animal behavior in natural conditions, discovered when they set up cameras in homes. With cats will fundamentally change how you interpret everything your cat does. Because the gap between how cats behave with us and without us is far wider than anyone expected. These are 11 of those hidden behaviors. And by the end, you won't just understand your cat better, you'll realize your cat has been communicating with you in a language you never knew existed. 1. They map your scent systematically. The first thing your cat does after you leave isn't eat, sleep, or look out the window. It goes to where you were sitting. It presses its face into your clothing. It walks the exact path you walked to the door. This isn't random. Researchers at the University of Lincoln observed cats spending up to 11 minutes doing what they now call scent mapping, a systematic retracing of the owner's recent movements. Your cat is essentially reading your last chapter before deciding what to do next. But here's what took scientists much longer to understand. Your cat isn't just comforting itself, it's gathering information. And what it does with that information leads us straight to number 2. 2. They listen for you from specific locations in the house. A cat named Milo, owned by a veterinary behaviorist in Edinburgh, was recorded over 47 days of owner absence. What the footage showed was striking. Milo chose 3 specific locations in the home, one near the front door, one at the living room window, and one at the foot of the stairs, and rotated between them in predictable intervals. He wasn't wandering. He was monitoring. Cats have hearing ranges that extend to 65,000 hertz, more than double the human range. From these strategic positions, Milo could detect his owner's car turning into the street, the specific rhythm of her footsteps, even the frequency of her key in the lock, all before she was anywhere near the door. Science, this is why your cat appears at the door before you knock. It's not psychic. It's been listening for you for the last 3 minutes. But here's where it gets strange. And I mean genuinely strange. Because not everything your cat does alone is about you at all. 3. They play, but only alone. Hidden cameras consistently capture cats engaging in elaborate, prolonged play sessions that they never perform when owners are present. Pouncing on shadows, chasing nothing, batting at toys they completely ignore when you try to engage them with the exact same toy. This seems like contradiction until you understand feline play drive. Cats are ambush predators. In the wild, the hunt is private by necessity, noise, and witnesses reduce success. Your cat's play instinct is wired to activate in solitude. When you're watching, something in the cat's threat assessment system subtly suppresses it. You're not failing to engage your cat. Your cat is saving its truest self for when it's alone. 4. They vocalize to no one. This one unsettles people when they first see it on camera. Cats who are virtually silent in their owner's presence, occasionally meowing for food. That's it. Will, when alone, emit a whole vocabulary of sounds, chirps, trills, long low calls directed at windows. Brief, sharp vocalizations mid-stride. To nothing visible. Animal acoustics researchers believe these sounds serve different functions. Some are directed at prey outside windows. The chattering sound cats make watching birds is an involuntary jaw trigger response. But others appear to be self-directed, a form of internal narration. And that raises a question we don't have a comfortable answer for yet. What exactly is your cat thinking about when it's alone? 5. They rearrange their environment. Luna, a 3-year-old tortoiseshell in a study by the AVSAB, the American Veterinary Society of Animal Behavior, was filmed repeatedly moving small objects, a hair tie, a pen cap, a twist of paper, not to play with them, to relocate them. She carried them from room to room with apparent deliberateness, placing them in specific spots, then leaving. Ethologists are still debating what this represents. The leading theory is territory marking through object displacement, a way of physically rewriting the space to assert familiarity and control in the absence of the primary social anchor. That anchor being you. And this is the part most people get completely wrong when they think about what their cat needs, because the next behavior directly contradicts the most common advice about leaving cats alone. 6. They seek elevated positions and watch the door. In home after home, across dozens of studies, cats filmed alone choose elevated positions with a direct sight line to the home's main entrance, bookshelves, refrigerator tops, stair landings. They're not up there because it's warm. They're up there because height provides both safety and information. A cat on an elevated surface controls its environment visually in a way it cannot on the ground. And facing the door means one thing: it's waiting. Actively, strategically, deliberately waiting for you to come back. The cat that seems indifferent when you return. It saw you coming long before you opened the door. The performance of nonchalance is studied, deliberate, almost theatrical. 7. They sleep in your spot, not theirs. Story: Shadow, a 7-year-old male DS, whose owner worked 12-hour hospital shifts, was recorded for 63 consecutive days. The pattern was unmistakable. Every single day, within 4 minutes of his owner leaving, Shadow climbed onto the owner's side of the bed. Not the center, not his usual spot at the foot. The exact pillow, every day, the scent, the warmth imprint, the biological residue of the person he was attached to. Shadow wasn't just sleeping. He was as close to being with his owner as he could get. If your cat sleeps in your spot while you're gone, and camera evidence suggests most cats do, it is not because your bed is comfortable. It already has a bed. It's because your bed smells like safety. Now, forget everything you've assumed about your cat's nighttime behavior, because what they do in the small hours of the night, whether you're home or not, changes the picture entirely. 8. They are most active between 2 and 4 a.m. Cats are crepuscular, most naturally active at dawn and dusk. But in domestic settings, overnight camera footage consistently shows a secondary activity surge between 2 and 4 in the morning. Cats patrol, they investigate. They eat small amounts, groom extensively, and occasionally sit in the center of a room doing apparently nothing for up to 20 minutes. Behaviorists call this the witching hour pattern, and it's not random. It maps to ancestral hunting cycles, the second window of optimal prey movement in the wild. Your apartment cat is running the same internal clock as its ancestors in the Fertile Crescent 10,000 years ago. 9. They groom stress out of their fur. Psychogenic alopecia, stress-induced overgrooming, affects between 2 and 5% of domestic cats, according to veterinary dermatology literature. But subclinical stress grooming, grooming that doesn't cause hair loss but still exceeds normal levels, is far more common and almost entirely invisible to owners. Hidden cameras show cats grooming at nearly twice their normal rate in the first 30 minutes after an owner leaves. The belly, the inner forearms, the base of the tail, areas associated with self-soothing in mammals across species. Your cat is, in a very literal sense, trying to calm itself down after you go, which raises an uncomfortable question. How stressed is your cat actually, and would you even know? 10. They respond to your recorded voice differently than to strangers. In a 2013 study published in Animal Cognition, cats were played recordings of their own name spoken by strangers and by their owners. While cats showed minimal behavioral response to strangers, owner voice recordings produced measurable physiological changes, pupil dilation, ear orientation, tail movement, and in several cases, active searching behavior. Your cat knows your voice at a neurological level. It triggers a response no other voice can. And this is why leaving a television on for your cat does not provide the same comfort as leaving a recording of your own voice, a distinction most well-meaning owners never consider. 11. They are waiting, not enduring. The 11th behavior is the one that most people miss, because it doesn't look like a behavior at all. It looks like nothing. A cat sitting. A cat staring at a wall. A cat doing absolutely nothing for 20, 30, 40 minutes at a stretch. What the data actually shows is not emptiness. It's a state of heightened sensory vigilance. Ears rotating independently. Whiskers slightly forward. Respiratory rate elevated just above resting baseline. Your cat in these moments is not bored. It is alert. It is present, attending to an environment. It is monitoring for your return. It is, in every meaningful sense, waiting for you.